In this video, I will tell you about creating and formatting table in AutoCAD. So we can start table from this tables panel of Annotate tab. So when you click on this tables panel, you'll see all the tools which are related to table. So you can use this table icon, or you can also use its command equivalent table. So when you click on the table tool or when you select the table command, you'll see this insert table window. Now in this insert table window, you'll see the standard table style which will always be present in your drawing, and you can add as many styles as possible. So that we'll learn in the next video. For now we have this standard table style. Now I will leave rest of the options at their default, and now let's go to this insertion behavior. In this case, let's select this specify insertion point option. Now you can specify number of columns, number of rows, the width of column and row height. So in this case, I'll change number of columns to 3, which it is, and number of rows to 7. If you don't have these values, change it to that, and we'll change the column width to 63.5 and row height to 1 unit. Now I'll not change any property in the cell styles and click on OK. Now we have this table here. Let's click and the table has been added in this drawing area. So this is one way of making the table. Let's go to the table tool again and we'll create the same table but with a slightly different approach. So I'll go to table and now I'll select specify window. I'll keep rest of the options at their default. Now we have number of columns and rows active, but in this case column width and row height is deactivated. So you can change it to any other value. For example, here if you change it to row height, number of row value will be deactivated. So you can keep any of these two options active. For this case, I'll select number of rows and number of columns, and I'll change it to 3 and 7, and now click on OK. So in this case, we have a perfectly customizable table. So I'll click at the first point and now I can decide the width and height of this complete table. So I'll click here and here we have it. The table has been added. So let's remove this table. And now I'll look at this one. So in this case, we have this table and it will behave just like the MS Excel table. So if you are familiar with Microsoft Excel tables, you will find it pretty easy to work with. In this case, if you click on any of the cell, you'll notice that we'll have this table cell option with all the table formatting tools which are generally available in the Microsoft Excel as well. And when you click the complete table, simply by selecting them with the crossing or selection window, you'll see these grips which can be used to modify the size. For example, you can click on this grip and change the length. Also, you can click on this grip and change the height. You can even resize these cells like this. So now I'll press escape key and I'll modify the properties here. So I'll start with the first cell here. Now if you want to enter any text in this, simply select it and now type your text. So I'll type Mark's statement and here we have the text. Now click outside to accept the text value. Now in this case, I'll add a text here. So I'll type the serial number. Let's type 1 here and let's type 2 here. So now we have added these two. In order to add rest of the values, you don't need to add all of these values. You can simply select both of these text and now select this grip and simply drag it down and it will add all the remaining text values. So it will intelligently find out the pattern in which you are adding this text information. And here we have the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Click outside and here we have it. Currently you can see that the justification of all of these text is not proper. It's aligned at the top right. So I'll change it. So for that, I'll select all of these cells and now go to the cell styles, and here we have this top right justification. Let's change it to middle center, and we have these text at the middle center of all of these cells. Now if you want to add or remove more cells, you can do that as well. For example, I'll select this cell, and now if you want to add a complete row or a column, you can do that. So here we have this insert above, insert below in rows. So I'll select insert below and we have a new row here. If you want to delete any of these rows, simply click here and the row will be deleted. Similarly, you can add more columns. So I'll click on this cell and now I'll select insert right, and a new cell has been inserted in the right. If you want to delete, simply select delete column and the complete column will be deleted. If you want to change the background color of these cells, you can do that as well. So I'll select this marks statement cell, and now here we have the color which we can apply here. So in this case, let's select this color and here we have it. The color has been applied to the cell. If you want to merge cells, you can do that as well. So in this case, let's say that we want to merge both of these cells. For that, I'll select both of them. And now here in the merge panel, select this merge all. And both of these cells will be merged into a single cell, just like this. Now, if you want to avoid accidental change of information in any of these cells, you can do that as well. So you can do that simply by locking the cells. And to lock the cells, select it and then go to this cell format panel, and from here select the cell. So you can select only the content or format or both. So in this case, I'll select content as well as format, and the complete cell has been locked. And when you move your cursor, you'll see this lock icon. In order to unlock it again, simply select it and go to unlocked option, and here we have it. So in this way, you can create and modify most of the properties in this AutoCAD table.